Good morning, everybody. It's me, Mitch. Welcome to Morning Coffee with Mitch. It's Sunday, September 15th. I don't have coffee in my hand right now, but drink it if you got it. Just thought I'd take a look outside before I go and sit down and tell you what I got on my mind this morning. It's a little overcast today, but it's a nice day. They say we're supposed to dry out a little bit. So let's head on in. And talk. And the reason I'm doing this, even though it's Sunday, is because for so many of us, all the days are the same. It doesn't matter to me. I like talking to you guys in the morning. And I hope you like watching. Before I start talking about anything carnivore or serious, I need to let you all know that tomorrow morning, Monday, September 16th, I have a dentist's appointment, both to get my teeth cleaned and to address an issue that I'm having with one of my implants that I've had for quite a while. And don't know exactly how it's going to turn out. May have to have it replaced, I just don't know. And that by itself is okay because we all get old. I still have all my teeth, and as we get older, things wear out. Things just wear out, and the teeth aren't like the rest of our body. They don't rebuild themselves. What you got is what you got, and if they're gone, you got to get some factory-made teeth. I don't ever want to do that. So I try to take care of my teeth, but I may be out of commission, depending on what they do, for a day or so, maybe two. There won't be a Monday morning, which is, Monday morning is the morning where I kind of rant more than usual and light up a cigar, and I won't be doing that tomorrow morning. So I know you'll miss me, but I just didn't want you worrying about me. And since there's a little up in the air about the future of my dental health and what inconvenience in talking and eating and pain that I might have to put up with, and as been the case in the past 12 or 13 years ago when I got these implants, it was suggested that I stop smoking cigars for a couple weeks while it all healed. And there's a chance that I'll have to do the same. Now, it's not as hard as you think. It doesn't bother me. I can quit. I just enjoy it. But, and I don't normally smoke a cigar on Sunday morning. I usually, unless I'm particularly aggravated about something, like to save that for Monday morning. But because I'm not going to be smoking any cigars tomorrow morning in anticipation of my dental work, I will take the occasion this morning to ask for your indulgence and for you to excuse me while I light my cigar. Perfect. Thank you. Now, this morning, This is getting easy. There's never a shortage of anything to talk about in our space because something's always happening. I have one thing I want to talk about. That's it. Just one thing. I get it. I do get interesting comments all the time. And let me find this one. I got this one this morning. And it was on one of my older videos where I talked about my blood test results. And that was 8 or 9 months ago, because I had my physical in January and now it's September. And I got 2 comments from the same person. I don't know if it's a man or a woman. No way to tell. All I have is a first initial and a last name. And the comment reads like this. I lived for a long time without any medical physical. Recently, I had one done. It showed all within limits except my triglyceride was high, and my doc prescribed fenofibrate. After 3 months, had blood work done again, and it came way down. But my cholesterol skyrocketed. My doc said I am in the diabetic range and ordered me to cut out all beef. And it gives me comfort that your experiments show medical science is not all foolproof. Well, I don't know about you, but when I hear stuff like that, it just pisses me off. It pisses me off to think that people are harming people's lives and health by actually believing that somehow eating red meat causes diabetes. And ironically, they believe that and are quick on the trigger to say, diabetes, don't eat red meat. You're a diabetic, don't eat red meat. Based on one conflicted, crooked, corrupt, criminal study at a Harvard University. Harvard University, the butt boys of the vegan movement. And Walter Willett, head vegan. When they put out a study, it makes major headlines. Red meat causes diabetes, says Harvard University study. It's a horrible study, conflicted. It's criminal to put that out. You know who pays for it. You know what their agendas are. And these idiot doctors who have no idea or have no ability to think anymore. Does this make any sense or not? Could it possibly be true or not? No. If I make medical recommendations based on this advice, am I going to be killing people? Who the hell cares as long as that drug company money keeps coming in? It's criminal. And I read a comment like this. You're becoming a diabetic, so you need to stop eating meat. What about sugar? It's been proven time and time and time again and shown in so many individual cases of people who are diabetics, gave up the sugar, and reversed their diabetes. If you look at the chemistry, If you look at the hormonal responses, if you look at what sugar does, if you look at any number of laboratory tests and studies that have shown that it is indeed overdosing on sugar that causes diabetes. And yet, nobody, not the American Heart Association, not the American Diabetes Association, not your doctor nor my doctor, is telling anybody who has diabetes to quit eating sugar in the face of all the evidence showing that that's the culprit. But they don't hesitate, not for a second, to tell you not to eat meat. And cutting out the carbs and eating more meat is actually what you should be doing. I have been eating nothing but meat my whole life, and my A1C, even though I ate a lot of sugar, I was low carb most of the time. My A1C at its highest ever was 5.1. They keep doing this. Nobody is stopping them. Nobody is making any effort to correct this deadly error in the face of obesity and diabetes going through the roof. All the chronic conditions caused by excess sugar consumption are being laid off as healthy eating with healthy whole grains and healthy fruits and healthy vegetables. No matter how much evidence we put out there, it's shadow banned, it's censored, it never makes it into the mainstream media. Have you ever heard on any narrative from any of the so-called mainstream media outlets a headline that says, red meat is okay, quit eating sugar? Never, and you never will, as long as the biggest advertisers supporting all of these media outlets, whether they be print, radio, TV, or even online, as long as they're being supported by the huge advertising money from big food and pharma, we'll never hear that message. That's corruption. But it's worse than corruption. It's killing people. It's making people suffer, people like you and people that you love. We know what it is. And it's not just me. There are millions of us that know what it is. And yet, even with Tucker Carlson interviewing Casey Means and Kaylee Means, even with Megyn Kelly and Tucker Carlson together talking about this problem, how the dietary advice is killing us, it's still just in some small corner of YouTube. And even if it manages to get a few 100,000 views, it falls on deaf ears because most people so firmly believe the opposite. Once something has become accepted for a long time, it becomes the truth in most people's mind. This is such an uphill battle. I can't do anything about the masses of people out there who are killing themselves, who are addicted to sugar, who are stuffing their faces left, right, and center with this crap from morning till night because they're addicts and because their whole body runs on sugar, not fat. Who still think fat is bad for you. It's going to clog your arteries and cause heart attacks. Who think that cholesterol is the real problem, and red meat is making cholesterol go up and clogging your arteries and causing diabetes. when we talk to people out there, that's what they think. So they think we're crazy. And if you don't think that this message is not getting out, just talk to all your friends who don't know you and know what you do and ask them what they think. And they'll tell you you're crazy and you're killing yourself. And ask your relatives. And not only will they tell you you're crazy and you're killing yourself, but they'll tell you while they're eating a frigging donut right in front of your face. But it does show how gullible and how easy it is to control the human mind through propaganda. And knowing that your message will be supported by the addiction and the physiological responses to this poison that you're trying to sell. Everything is working against us. And yet, if something doesn't happen, if there isn't some indication of some change, if we can't get the likes of YouTube to stop throttling any instance of our message using the excuse that it isn't supported by the World Health Organization, if we can't get that corruption in politics out of those that control the messaging itself, then the only thing people are going to hear is a continuation of what they've been hearing. And that's sad. Like I continue to say, until that happens, we have to do the best we can for ourselves. We have to keep learning more and more so that we can become more and more confident in the path we've chosen and understand how much of all of this other, quote, advice we're getting from all of these other, quote, experts, doctors, scientists, universities, hospitals, how much of that is just flat out 100% wrong. It's hard to fight an onslaught of misinformation like we and the rest of the public are subject to every day and every time we turn around. Folks, addiction is a real thing. They've weaponized it against us, and they're killing us with it. There's a cheery note for a Sunday. I know what'll make me relax a little. You guessed it. Enjoy your morning coffee. I'll enjoy my pre-dental work cigar. And always give you the rest of the day off and tell you to eat meat.